I would bet you 10 cents, 10 cents that in the next 7 days, Jimmy High Roller is gonna upload a video about the scoring increase in the NBA. Because it is crazy. The first time in NBA history, we had 3 45-plus point games in 2 days. For the first time in NBA history. In the 75 years that the NBA has been a thing, that's the first time this has happened. That is crazy. I was thinking about uploading a video yesterday, but I decided not to. I'm recording this on the night of March 15th, so you guys are gonna be seeing this on March 16th, though. So but yeah, it's really something else when you think about it. The first time in NBA history that's ever happened. That's crazy. Let's start by talking about let me just start by talking about the scoring increase in general. Players are just going off. We had Jason Tatum, he had like 2 50-point games last week. LeBron, he's 37, he's dropping 50. And he dropped 50 recently against the Wizards, and he also did it against a different team, I forgot. Kyrie dropped 50 last week, and then he dropped 60 today, or the day that I'm recording this. Cat, he dropped 60 a few nights ago. Both of them franchise records, by the way, the 60-point games. Curry dropped 47 a few nights ago. And Darius Garland, he dropped 40 last week. Josh Hart dropped 40 last week. Jordan Clarkson dropped 40 last week. And we got all these guys dropping 40, dropping 50, dropping 60. And you really gotta wonder, how did this happen? How did we get this hot? Like, how are we scoring this much? Is the defense getting worse? I don't think so. Because we still got guys like Embiid, like Giannis, like Gobert dominating the post. We got guys like Kawhi, who's injured right now, but still. We got Matisse Thybulle. We got who else? Patrick Beverly. We got defensive guys like that dominating, really just being really good defenders around the perimeter. So what exactly is it? I don't know. If I had to guess, it would probably be the increase in threes, because you saw Karl Anthony Towns hitting a bunch of threes, and if he was taking all twos, he would have probably had like a 30-40 point game. And that's still crazy, but that's still like a lot less than 60. Because I remember one play I saw, Karl Anthony Towns hit his step back. Almost 7-foot center took a step back corner 3 and made it. This center, by the way, he won the 3-point contest. And this really shows how the game has evolved over all the years of the NBA existing. We've gone a long way from people thinking the 3-point shot was a stupid shot to now everybody thinking it's the most efficient shot. And it is, and it's working, and teams are shooting it. And hey, it's working. It's working. So now you got center shooting threes. Pretty much, if you name all the players in the NBA, there's a good chance that, like, I'd say maybe 80% of them can shoot the ball. Maybe, shoot threes. Maybe probably 88%. Actually, currently, probably 90%, 95% maybe. I'm guessing 95%. Maybe 92. Listen, my point is, there's a lot of players in the league that can shoot the ball. If you can't shoot the ball nowadays, it's a liability, unless you're a guy like Rudy Gobert. But even Rudy Gobert, back in last year's playoffs in that series, Jazz vs. Clippers, he was a liability. And he's the reason that they lost that series, because Terrence Mann went off, dropped 39, and they made it to the conference finals. And that was because Rudy Gobert wasn't able to play and defend against the 5-out system. So, really, the game is evolving, man, and now people are going to be running 5-out systems all day to defeat guys like Rudy, to defeat guys like just other guys who are paint protectors, really. And that's why it's really important for anybody who's coming to the league to know how to guard the perimeter. As well as the paint, you got to know how to guard the perimeter. That's why I like to see guys like Evan Mobley come into the league, because Evan Mobley is a guy who I trust to guard in the paint, of course, because he's 7 feet tall, and I trust him to guard the perimeter because he can actually guard guards. Like, I think a few weeks ago, he faced against the Hawks or something, and he was guarding Trae Young. I can't remember if it was Trae Young, but I'm pretty sure it was Trae Young, and he was guarding him. He was taking that matchup, and he's 7 feet tall, by the way. So the game, like I said before, this is the third time I'm saying this, the game is evolving, man. And is it for the better? Hopefully. I think so. In my opinion, the more points, the better, because breaking records is great, and I think this or next year might be the year where somebody breaks Kobe's record, because Karl-Anthony Towns had 50, both Kyrie and Kat, I'm pretty sure, had 50 in the third quarter. 50 in the third quarter. Just 30 more points in that fourth quarter and they beat Kobe's record. Or at least they tie it or get close to it, you know? That's what I'm talking about. So, like, people are getting close, and eventually, one day, maybe not that far in the future, somebody's gonna reach it, somebody's gonna beat it, and when that day comes, I hope I'm still watching that game, because I want to be there when, I don't want to be, I mean, I'm probably not going to be there, but I want to be watching when somebody breaks Kobe's 81-point game record. That would be a legendary moment in NBA history, of course, but I want to be watching. Other than that, I also wanted to talk about guys coming back, like Alex Caruso, he's back. Draymond Green, he's back. Kawhi's trying to get back. Jamal Murray's trying to get back. Zion, I heard he's cleared for basketball activity. So, that's good to see. And soon enough, we're going to see those guys back, hopefully right in time for the playoffs, especially for teams like even the Pelicans, to be honest, because if the Pelicans can make a little playoff push, they have to beat the Lakers and then beat the Timberwolves. Or not Timberwolves, whoever loses between the Timberwolves and the Clippers. And honestly, I don't want them to beat both of those teams and make the playoffs, because Zion needs to make the playoffs eventually. He has been injured this whole season, so I doubt he's going to come back at full strength. So maybe it'd be best to wait until next year to actually try and compete. But I think this team could definitely have a Grizzlies type run next year if they keep all the pieces together, like Zion, CJ, and Brandon Ingram, and Jonas Valanciunas. Those four especially, and Devontae Graham too. He's pretty good, but he is really worried about CJ and Jonas regressing. And if those two don't regress, if they stay at the level that they're at right now, or at least close to that, then this team will be scary next year. And if Zion goes at least close to what he used to be, that's still amazing. So, because Zion was averaging 27 points a game on ridiculous efficiency in his second year. So imagine what he could do in his third year, his fourth year, his fifth year. Who knows? But I can't wait to see it, man. You see, there's so many guys who I haven't seen play basketball in so long, man. Kawhi, I have not seen him play basketball. I remember seeing him at the All-Star game at the halftime show. I was like, whoa, Kawhi on a basketball court? That's how long it's been since I've seen him play. Then you can't forget there's Jamal Murray. I have not seen him play in a while. Who else? Zion, of course. I have not seen him play in a while. I've seen him on the basketball court, but I haven't seen him in-game playing. I low-key haven't seen Paul George in a while. Paul George has been injured for the past 2 months. I hope he comes back soon. And I just want all these guys to be healthy so we can get the best product of basketball that we can get. And just in time for the playoffs too, because the playoffs is the best time to be healthy. And if they came back a few games before the playoffs, they could kind of get back used to playing and then eventually just go off. That'd be great, to be honest. I just want to see those players play, because I haven't seen them play in so long, and I miss that, man. Kawhi is genuinely a player that I like to watch play, and even though he left the Raptors, yes, I miss Kawhi. And, well, I don't miss him, but I I still have that side of my heart for him because he got us a ring at the end of the day, and you can't blame him for not what I'm trying to say is there's no reason for me not to love him other than he left, but he got us a ring, so I can't complain. I can't be that mad. We could have won multiple, but that's a different story. Anyways, yeah, my point is I haven't seen these guys play in so long, and I can't wait to see them back on the court, so that will be exciting. Now back to the actual stuff that happened recently. Not much. This isn't gonna be like the rambling video. This isn't gonna be 30 minutes long. I'm just trying to do a quick recap of like the past few nights. And I mean, tonight the Suns beat the Pelicans. Is that news? No. Oh, Kyrie dropped 60 on the Magic. If I didn't mention that before. And Cat was going crazy against the Spurs last night. Curry was going crazy against the Wizards last night. Scotty was going crazy against the Lakers last night. And like, it's now all these bottom feeder teams that are starting to fall out of the playoff race. Because I'm about to check right now. I'm not sure how many teams have clinched a playoff spot. I know the Suns have clinched one. I know the Pistons and Magic are guaranteed out of the playoff race. No teams in the East have clinched a playoff spot. And the Magic and the Pistons, just like I said, they are both out of the playoff race. The only team in the West to clinch a playoff spot has been the Suns. And yeah, they clinched a guaranteed playoff spot because they are currently 15.5 games ahead of the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves have 12 more games to play, so there's no way they're catching up. So that means that they cannot fall. It's literally impossible for them to fall down that far. In the East, on the other hand, the Heat are only 7 games away from the Raptors, and the Raptors is 7th seed. If you didn't know, the Heat are the 1st seed. And the Heat are only 7 games ahead of them, so it's a much closer race in the East than it is in the West. Of course, everybody's been knowing that all year, but yeah. There's another thing I want to talk about. The Bulls lost to the Kings, and at the moment they're only on a 1-game losing streak because they won with Caruso, but the Bulls losing to the Kings isn't a good sign. It's not a good sign at all. So that's hopefully they pick it up. I mean, DeMar, I want the best for him, but at the end of the day, if you can't hang with them, then I'm thinking the teams that make the second round, right? There's the Heat, the Bucks, probably the Philadelphia 76ers, and then it's between the Bulls, Celtics, Cavs, Raptors, and Nets. As far as because I'm pretty sure the Raptors and Nets aren't gonna fall out of the play-in, because right now it's just the Hawks and the Hornets, and the Hawks and the Hornets aren't gonna beat the Raptors and the Nets. Let's be honest here. But yeah, I don't know who moves on to that second. It could be, you would think it's between the Bulls and the Nets, but if the standings stay the way they are right now, we're seeing a Heat versus Nets matchup. Then we're also seeing Bucks versus Raptors, Sixers versus Cavs, Bulls versus Celtics. Bulls versus Celtics would definitely be the most interesting one, and that's the one that everybody would want to be seeing the outcome of. Who wins that series right now? I don't know. I'm gonna wait until the playoffs are actually guaranteed, so I could make my for sure predictions. But we're gonna see, man. It's gonna be an interesting playoff push. Every teams are making the final playoff push right now, and it's their last chance to make it to the playoffs, the final goal before, of course, the second round, third round championship. Yeah, my point is, teams are getting desperate, especially teams in the play-in. They don't want to be in the play-in, so they're trying to get out of the play-in, because if you're in the play-in, you could fall out of the playoffs. For example, the Warriors last year. They lost on a game-winning 3 to LeBron, where he saw 3 rims, then lost to the Grizzlies, and were out of the playoffs. So the tables can turn very fast, so that's why you don't want to be in the play-in right now. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got to talk about for this video. if Jimmy Hyrower doesn't make a video in the next 7 days, if he doesn't make a video tomorrow, I'd be surprised. This is usually his timing with things. After 2 big nights, that's when he usually make a video. For example, the game-winning video, or the one we were talking about, game winners. That was like a night after the game winner happened, and that night was after 2 other game winners happened with DeMar DeRozan. Or was it before? I forgot. My point is, he has timing with these things, and if he doesn't upload a video soon, I'd be very surprised. But yeah, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, share, comment down below any tips, tricks, or topics you have me to talk about. This week I kind of abandoned the main channel for a bit, and I'm mainly working on second channel stuff. So if you like the second channel, subscribe and turn on notifications so you can stick around, get notified about new videos. And I'm going to be talking about a lot of basketball here, especially in the upcoming weeks with the playoffs and the play-in and everything. So be ready for that. Turn on notifications, subscribe, and trust me, you won't regret it. So yeah, that'll be me today. I'll see you guys next time. I'm out.